Hey y'all, it's your girl Sis with the Locks, and I'm back at it again, going on a rant. Y'all, I don't even know where to begin, but I just got a question. Can someone just please answer it for me? Why can't black kids just be kids? Like, come on. So, I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen a video that went viral. Lil Boosie, don't know why he's still using Lil, he a grown-ass man, but anyways, Boosie, I'm finna call him Boosie, talking about, he had a grown-ass woman, giving his kid some head. He's talking about, he's training his kid how to use a condom, and he can get his dick sucked, and obviously sexualizing his son, overly sexualizing his son. And it's just like, I'm just over it, because like, are you fucking kidding me? But then I had to think to myself, like, what is really sad is that he's not the only one with this mentality. That's the sad part. That's the most unfortunate part, is that he is not the only one. But I just came here going to rant because, like, I'm just so disgusted. Like, I watched this video, obviously, before I can go on a rant, but I honestly could not watch the whole thing. I watched most of it, but I was like, I have to click out of this video, because watching is making me feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to hear a grown-ass man sexualizing his child. And like, it's like, as black people, we're already being overly sexualized, being overly masculinized, as women. And it's just like the fact that you, as this kid's father, you are sexualizing him. And it's like, where these images is already being portrayed through social media and through other platforms that we don't have any control over. And I'm sitting here just listening to this dude talk, and it's just like, you making your son sound like he's some sort of dog. Like, I'm training him, you know how to do this. And it's like, your son is not a dog. He is a human being. He is a boy. He is a child. You saying talking about, I'm training him how to put in a condom. Okay, can you train him how to do math? If you would ask your son, is 2 + 2, will he say 4 or 21? Like, let's talk about that. I was talking about, they watching porn, this and that, they on their iPhones, blase, but it's just like, okay, but what his grades looking like? How's his GPA? Can he read? What's his reading comprehension? Like, does he play sports? Does he know how to dribble a ball? Does he know how to throw a football? Like, when was the last time your kid was able to do, like, just play games and be a kid? Just be a kid. And like, let's just be real, like, this upcoming generation, like, obviously, like, let's keep it all the way 100. They are being involved in sexual activities at a lot younger age. So, there's kids now, already having sex, talking about having sex a lot at a younger age. At least, that's what I'm seeing. But then it's just like, it is different in my opinion, because now, like, you as a parent, you're forcing that onto your child. It's like, you had a grown-ass woman give your child head. Now, let's flip it. Let's go ahead and flip it. Now, we know good and well we would not be having this sort of conversation if he would have had a girl, if he would have had a daughter. Let's talk about it, because I can't even fathom that. If he had a daughter and he get a grown-ass man to give his daughter some head, I can't even really talk about that. But just think about it. That shit would be unacceptable. That shit would be like, CPS, where you at? Knock CPS up in this bitch. But it's just like, so that's like another thing with the gender bias, because we know good and well, if he had a daughter, he wouldn't be saying the shit and doing the shit to his daughter. It's just, I just can't. Like, this dude is dumb. And I just feel really sorry for him, because it's like, you stripping away his innocence. You stripping him of being a child, like, already being forced into, doing this, like, sexualizing performance and the sex. And like, let's talk about how in the past, like, just being overly sexually explicit. Let's talk about how, for example, years ago, people, like, some dudes, they'll be able to get turned off just from seeing a porno, seeing a porno magazine. But because now, like, everything is just so sexual, so, like, sexual explicit, like, dudes in general don't even be getting turned on about, like, seeing a porno magazine or seen a nipple, because they have become so desensitized. And I'm not even gonna talk about men, we can talk about women too. They become so desensitized that, like, when they see like a nipple or something, it's just like, oh, okay, another day. It's a Tuesday, it's a Wednesday, it's another day. What's new? For people to really start getting turned on, they need to see the physical penetration of someone having sex, all nudity and stuff. Like, for example, I'm on Twitter. I just made a Twitter, y'all. Go ahead and follow me, Sis with the Logs. But anyways, I'm on Twitter, and it's just like I'm seeing asses of people that I don't know and that I don't follow. I just made one, and it's just like, what is this? I'm seeing other people's asses more than I see my own ass, and I take showers. Like, this don't make no sense. And I remember just when I'm scrolling, I'm just like, to this point, like, I'm not even fazed by this shit. It's just like, oh, okay, another ass, another day. Like, it's at this point, like, in general, it's getting really ridiculous. But anyways, I had to go off a little side rant, because it's just like, as human beings, we are being desensitized to this shit. Like, if you go on YouTube and I'm seeing people's profile pictures, their profile pictures is of their asses. Like, why is there a profile picture of your ass? Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, you do what you want to do, it's your body, but it's just like, it's to the point, like, I'm constantly seeing you all the time, repetitively. Sooner or later, your mind, you're going to get desensitized it, and it's going to become normal, and it's just like, it's whatever. But it's like, I shouldn't have to be going on social media, you know, especially on YouTube, and looking at people's profile pictures of their asses. Like, I don't want to see your ass. I don't see my ass like that. Why would I want to see someone else's ass? Like, this shit don't make no sense. But what I really want to rant on is because it's like, I really feel sorry for his child. Like, you pushing all of this onto your child, and I have to ask myself, like, you know what? It's something that's going on with him, with Lil Boosie. Like, in my opinion, I strongly feel that he probably encountered something in his childhood, and that trauma, instead of going and seeking professional help, he is deflecting from it, and he is like forcing his child to engage in this and to like women and to do all these acts, afraid that he's afraid that his son might go through something that he went through as an adult. And it's like, you're not doing it the right way. You are deflecting for something that happened in your childhood. Again, you don't have to tell the whole world, but I personally believe you need to seek professional help, because the way you are coping with it is not in a very healthy way, and you're not thinking about the long-term psychological effect it's going to have on your child. Because the same thing you're trying to force your child to like, you never know, in the end it's going to be the same thing that he hates, the same thing that he resists. Like, people don't take that into consideration. And like, I'm so disgusted about how, like, the actual grown-ass woman that he was talking about actually did it. Like, whoever you are, if you are listening, Boosie, go ahead and drop a little information so we can call CPS and she can go get arrested, because that is disgusting. I don't care how much money, if you even got paid, like, nothing in your head was like, oh no, this is not right. And the fact that you did it, to the woman who did it, think about it. What if it was a girl? What if the genders were reversed? What if it's a whole nother situation? You know good and well you would not want to have a grown-ass man giving head to your young daughter. People are not thinking that these black kids are kids. They are not freaking grown-ass people. And it's like, why are you pushing this onto your kids? Why are we sexualizing our black kids? Like, let our kids just be kids. Like, that is so sad. And someone, I don't have kids, but you know, if God blesses me with the opportunity to have kids, I don't want people looking at my 12-year-old boy and thinking he's 21. I don't want someone to look at my 10-year-old daughter and thinking she's being fast and thinking she's trying to be a hoe. Like, no, because we already know, as black people, they're already over sexualize ourselves, and it's like, dang. And it's very unfortunate when you live in a household and your parent is pretty much condoning this, and it's putting that on you. And it's the saddest thing ever. Like, I'll never hear this man talk about his grades, his school, like his GPA, his grades and stuff like that. You see him talking about you teaching him how to put in a condom. Okay, what about, are you teaching him math? Are you teaching him how to save money? Do you even know what kind of like career he wants to do? Like, are you helping him, just be a good person and be a gentleman and be respectful? How about that? And say you want to teach him how to put on a condom. Like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? And then talking about, like they're watching a whole bunch of porn, they got their phones and stuff like that. And you know what? Let's be all the way 100. Kids now are watching porn or watching a lot of nudity at a very young age. And on the flip side, parents are not all parents, but some parents are not monitoring what their kids do. I know when I was growing up, when I had my phone, before I would go to sleep, my parents would take away my phone. Because let's be honest, everybody going to sleep, everybody going to bed, you don't know what your kids are watching. You don't know what your kids are listening to at night. Like, let's just be all the way 100. How many parents are checking their kids' phone? How many parents are monitoring their kids' history? There are some parents out there who are doing that, but there are some who are not. So when you're not monitoring and looking at what your kid is doing and what they're watching, what they're listening to, what they're seeing, they be on top, they be on watching a whole bunch of shit, and you are so unaware of, because you're oblivious and you're not thinking of monitoring your kids like history and stuff like that. So like that's a whole nother topic within itself. So like sooner or later, like people are going to be introduced to this stuff, whether it be in the household, whether it be from a friend, or outside influences can like influence that as well. But it's like, definitely as a parent I definitely feel like as a parent, who has kids and stuff, it's definitely important to monitor what your kids is watching. Because let's be honest, some kids are probably at night when everybody's sleeping 2:00 in the morning and probably going on some Pornhub and going on these porn websites and stuff, and are not monitoring what these kids are watching. So when these kids are seeing it, they want to act upon it. They want to do it because that's what they see. But anyways, I just thought this was really disgusting. And again, it's like, I can't even be surprised. I really can't. Because in reality, there's other people who think like that. And looking at some of his, when people like was commenting, it was like, yeah, you gotta train him right. You gotta do him right. And it's like, well, like, let him be a kid. Let him be a kid. Like, someone please just answer the question. Why can't black kids just be kids? Why are we indoctrinated to be an adult at a very young age? Like, we have the rest of our lives to be an adult. So it's like, why are you tainting black childhood? Like, what is the meaning of black childhood at this point? Like, our innocence is so stripped away. It's ridiculous. And it's like, if people within the black community is seeing black kids as an adult, how do we expect people from other races to see our kids as kids? Because to this day, they still think Tamir Rice was a 21-year-old boy and he was 12. To this day, they think he was a grown-ass man. To this day. And it's just, it's ridiculous. And it's like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because good and well, if he had a daughter, he wouldn't have done none of the shit that he did with his son. But anyways, I just personally think he needs to seek professional help. And it's just the saddest thing, because he's deflecting. He's not thinking about the long-term effects it's gonna have on his child. But anyways, I went on a 13-minute rant, and Boosie, you not worth my time. At the end of the day, I really feel sorry for his kid, because he don't know the psychological damage it's going to have a toll on him. Because even a lot of men, they don't like talking about it, but they have been sexually abused, and it does play a role in their relationship, on how they treat women. And it deals with they end up having like intimacy issues and stuff like that. So you sitting here talking about you train him to do X, Y, and Z, okay, but are you going to see how it's going to affect him in the long term? People don't think about stuff like that. People don't think about the psychological effect. And honestly, you just need to seek help, because you went through something as a childhood, and during your childhood, and it honestly, it really fucked you up. And during this quarantine, you got a lot of time on your hands, you got a lot of time to think, and you out here doing ridiculous shit. You really need to stop. Go ahead and seek professional help. You want to sit here and talk about you got money? I'm damn sure you have enough money to go out there and seek professional help. The issue is you don't want to. And not only that, like, people still have a bad stigma about seeking professional help. And to those people, whatever you're battling with, there's nothing wrong with seeking help. There's nothing wrong with talking to somebody. Because if you're not talking to somebody, if you are not finding positive and good ways to cope with whatever you're going through, it's going to affect you in your life. It's going to affect you in different aspects that you didn't think it was. And y'all, it's 2020. It's time to break generational trauma. I said it's time to break generational trauma. And when I see him talking about this, it's like you went through something and now you are creating a cycle, and I don't even think he realized it. You probably went through something. You don't want your kid to go through that, but you're not thinking about the psychological effect. And then if he does have kids and stuff like that, he's going to perpetrate that same lifestyle onto his kids, and it is bad. He's growing up thinking this shit is okay, and it's not okay. I said what I said, and that's on period. Okay, I'm really about to go on a 16-minute rant about this dude, and he's not really worth it. Honestly, y'all, it's okay to seek professional help, and it's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay, and it's okay. It really is okay. But anyways, let me go ahead and talk about masculinizing black women, because can somebody tell me what this is? Can somebody tell me what this is? Someone says this is art. I think this is some bullshit, because I seen this, and shout out to Chrissy on YouTube. She did like a video on this and stuff. She breaks it down really well, so I definitely recommend y'all to go over there and watch her YouTube videos and stuff. And I'm just so tired of this. I had seen this and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Like, like, bro, what? Like, you gotta be kidding me right now. Where do I begin? Okay, so yeah, this is a no-no. This is a no-no. Again, why can't black kids just be kids? Okay, you know what? This is what I'm gonna say. A lot of people say art is subjective. Okay, I get it, but no. This right here is ridiculous. Why do you have a painting of a little black girl holding a gun? And there's a whole bunch of stuff like this. He has it's called like hip hop ballerina series and stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna put the link down because I'm not trying to bring attention, and he's trying to patronize off this. But when I first saw this, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just like, okay, why is this little black girl holding a gun? And I can see that he was trying to make a political statement from this. As you know, hopefully I didn't mess up his name. I think he pronounced his first name Ahmad. Excuse me if I pronounced his name wrong, but may he rest in peace. Obviously, with the video surfacing of him running, and obviously the two white men in Georgia, they shot him. Like, that right there, that's just a whole nother video. So, but when I saw this, I'm just like, why can't black girls just be black girls? Why did you have to create this painting and put a little dark-skinned girl holding a gun, holding a rifle? And it's like, and I also see some comments about people saying, oh, why couldn't he put a black boy? Like, why does it always have to be the woman? Why does it always have to be the woman being masculinized and taking on this role? But what I want to say is, to those who are saying, why couldn't he put a little black boy? First of all, he shouldn't be putting no kids in this picture, period. Whether it be a black girl or a black boy, period. He should have been putting a grown-ass man, an adult. Because when I see those people saying, oh, he should have been putting a boy, why you gotta put a little dark-skinned girl in there, blah, blah, blah. No, he shouldn't be putting no kids in there at all. He need to be putting himself or, an imaginary adult. And it's just like, when I'm seeing some of his political images and stuff, like his little paintings and stuff like that, and it's just like, can't little girls just enjoy their childhood? She wearing a tutu, like she finna go to a dance rehearsal. She about to go do some ballet. She about to go hang out with her friends. Like, she about to go to some sort of rehearsal. And it's like, we do not want to see our little black girls holding a rifle. Like, this is an image that I don't think it's positive. Like, if I have a black girl, I want to show her, in a positive light, like Princess Tiana off of Princess and the Frog, positive black representation. This ain't no positive black representation. You are masculinizing black girls, and it's just like, let black girls be girls. Let them have a childhood. Like, this ain't it at all. And I'm looking at his other pictures, and she's out here, just being like a social activist. And y'all, let's just be honest, every black girl or every black boy, not every black person in the black community is gonna be a social activist. They're not gonna sit here and be an activist or a leader or be a spokesperson for the black community. Like, let's just be honest. There's not going to be a lot of people who's willing to take on that platform. There's going to be people who want to look, I just want to go to my job, make my money, and just going about my business. There's going to be some people who is like, I just want to pursue my career. I want to pursue like my dreams of doing X, Y, Z. Like, I'm not here to be on the forefront and like speaking on behalf of the black community. We just gonna have to be honest. A lot of people, they don't want to do that, and it's like we have to give them the choice on what they want to do with their lives. We have to respect the fact that this is, they just want to be a doctor, or they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to be a businesswoman, they want to be a CEO. And it's just like when I see stuff like this, it's like, this is, let them be a kid. Like, if they want to be an activist, they want to go out into the political realm and do a lot of social justice, that's okay. We see black women out here killing the games and creating movements, but let them get to the point when they're an adult. When they are an adult, and I stress that out, when they are a freaking adult, they can make that decision for themselves. But right now, let them be a child. Like, a child does not think about holding a gun and going out to a protest and spray painting and this and that. But because images are very powerful, when they see this, they think, oh, this is something I'm supposed to do. This is something I'm supposed to be. This is something I need to behave, and I need to act. And it's like, you know what? If you want to do social justice, that is okay. I want to do social justice as well. But guess what? If I have a child and she is a girl, or even a boy, like, I'm not going to force that upon them. It's going to be your decision what career field you want to do. But as of right now, go outside and play. Be a kid. Like I said earlier, you have the rest of your life to be a kid. And it's like, why are you forcing this type of role into black kids? And obviously, talking about this picture, you're forcing this role into, a black girl. Let's talk about it. A dark-skinned girl. Let's talk about the colorism. But y'all don't want to talk about that, do y'all? Let's talk about colorism. Because every time I see stuff in relation to activism, in relation to social justice, it's always being a dark-skinned black woman. It's always been that narrative. I don't care what y'all say. I said what the fuck I said. It's always a dark-skinned woman, a dark-skinned character. It's always a dark-skinned person. It's just like, so when it's time to represent dark skin, we're represented and more in this quote-unquote, masculine position. Let's talk about it. But people don't want to talk about it. But we're going to talk about it today. I'm just looking at all of this, and it's just like, when I'm seeing these pictures, and it's just like, y'all, like, just let our kids be kids. And then I know on the other side of the argument, we live in a world, we're not going to have an easy life because we are black. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, our blackness is a crime. So I understand there's an argument, like, you want to teach, and I'm not a parent. And if, in the future, when I do have kids, obviously my viewpoint may change. But there's going to be some parents out there who say, I want to, tell my kids at this, certain age in their childhood that, like, hey, the world is not going to like you. Your blackness is seen as a crime, because they don't want their kids growing and being oblivious to the situations that's going on around them, which I understand. Like, that's also another argument. They want their kids to be ready, but then in the same breath, it's like you also in a way are stripping their childhood away from them. So it's both arguments. And again, I don't have a kid, so I can't really speak on that. So that's why I'm just like, that's why I don't want to go too deep into that, because I'm not a parent. So obviously when you get older and you have a parent, you have a family, you begin to change a lot of your perspective and your viewpoints and stuff like that. But in my opinion, is that I'm not going to force this type of role onto my child, period. We just gonna, like, not every black person wants to be the spokesperson. Not every black person wants to go out and protest. Let's just be honest. Not every black person wants to do that. But this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm over this sexualizing our black kids. Let our black kids just be kids for once. That's all I have to say. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. It's going to be a good one. I ain't even for a lot of y'all. I don't know what kind of video I'm going to do next, but comment down below if you have any video ideas, and also comment down below what you think about, just sexualizing our kids and putting black girls into these masculine positions. And I'll see y'all next time. Deuces.